Hi. So one of the most important rules that we have in statistics is called the law of large numbers. Now this goes back to when we talked about independent events like flipping a coin. How likely is it to be heads or tails? The outcome of one doesn't affect the next one. If we have a bunch of independent events, like an infinite number, really big number of events happening, with those events being independent, the probability of a certain outcome, say landing on heads, is going to converge to a certain value. Now in a case like flipping a coin, it's going to converge to our theoretical probability, 50-50, landing on heads. So if we flip this coin, we're not going to flip it an infinite number of times, but maybe we flip it 1,000 times. We would see the law of large numbers says that our probability of heads will converge toward our theoretical probability of 50-50. Now, the law of large numbers is really powerful. It lets us do a lot of things in statistics that we'll be talking about going forward, how we can make inferences about things. One thing to watch out for is the fake law of averages. So the law of averages is not true. It's not a real law. What it says is if I have, say, 10 coin flips and the first 7 of them are tails, the law of averages would say that I'm overdue for some heads, so I should expect to see more heads in those last 3 flips. The law of averages isn't true because we're talking about independent events. If I flip a coin 7 times and I get 7 tails, what's the probability that the next one will be heads? 50-50, just like it always is, right? It doesn't matter what happened in the past. They're independent events. So that means if we're looking within a sample, a small sample especially, we shouldn't expect things to move toward average. That's what the law of averages says, that things should move toward average, toward what we expect them to. When we're talking about independent events, there's no memory in that coin. It doesn't care what it did last time. It's going to be 50-50 with each flip of it. So the law of large numbers is really powerful. It's looking at large samples and saying our probabilities are going to converge. But watch out for this idea that we're overdue to have, say, a tails with a flip or a heads with a flip. People get into trouble when they're gambling when they think they're overdue for a certain outcome that they're hoping for. Independent events don't care what happened in the past. It's going to keep giving you the same probabilities with each event that goes forward.